I think mentoring will always be there. I think it'll just look different. As I said earlier, we used to have that older, grayer, senior person in the C-suite who was the mentor. But now we've established a different look to mentoring, including mentoring teams, which also includes what are called reverse mentors. Those people who are junior to you who are now mentoring. So as you said, this Gen X, Gen Z, eventually we'll have the Alpha, are mentoring senior leaders. This was actually started by Jack Welch, who was the CEO of GE back in the day in the 90s. He actually had the junior employees mentor the senior leadership on the internet, because the senior leadership didn't understand it, didn't know what to do with it. And the ones who were more junior, for them, it was just Candyland. They loved it. So they were mentoring the senior people on how to leverage the internet. So we've been doing this for a long time. We just didn't give it a label before.
It was interesting, the statistics that you showed. One of my presentations is mentoring in the modern world. One of my key points is the Gen Z and the millennial generation expect to be mentored in a way that I don't think our generations, I'm a Gen X, I don't think we did expect it in the same way. It was almost, if you're on a talent program, you get mentored. But otherwise you get left behind, and it's not an expectation. That's becoming an expectation, which really interests me, because you almost expect people to become more interested in things like that as they become older in their career. Millennials, it makes sense. Gen Z, that's really striking to me. So I think that driving expectation is going to put pressure on organizations who have only focused on certain groups for their mentoring program to find a different way to deliver it, because they're suddenly going to have to deliver it at a different scale. One of the statistics that I share, and I don't know if it's on one of your later slides, is the average stay for a millennial or Gen Z in the workplace is 2 years now. But if they are mentored, they stay for 5. So when retention is such a big challenge for organizations worldwide, we need to find ways to keep people in place. And one of those ways is mentoring. When people are inevitably going to leave anyway, you want them to be saying good things about you. Mentoring is a tool to enable that. So that's those statistics you put up on that slide are particularly striking from that perspective. Picking up on Ruth's point, it would be quite interesting to see in the chat. We've got a number of admins and mentoring program owners on the call. Now, Ruth talked about the shift from what we call in the book the traditional hierarchical approach to mentoring, which is the senior sage and the more junior, younger person sitting at their feet and learning from them, to reverse mentoring, reciprocal mentoring, peer mentoring, and so forth. So it would be interesting to know if the programs that are being run by people present on this call follow the traditional hierarchical model. Do you have your senior execs mentoring up and coming people, or have you mixed it up a little bit?